In this Star Wars Battlefront video, we are going to be taking a look at why this week might be the best week in all of Battlefront. Historically, this exact week for a few years has just been absolutely huge for this franchise. Given the huge spike in popularity, I thought it would be a good idea to take a look back at the good times and revisit memories with those of you that were here for those good times, but also introduce those events to people that are new to the game and community, so they can take a look at some of the history that we experienced together. This doesn't just cover Battlefront 2, but also DICE's first Battlefront and more. But before we do get into all of today's topics though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future Battlefront 2 videos. So, the first week of June is typically a big week in gaming. There was E3 back in the day, now it's Summer Games Fest and other events, so there has always been a lot of big announcements, especially Star Wars game announcements, during this week every year or so. Let's start with today, June 9th, because this is a big day if you take a look at what happened in the past. The first official trailer for Star Wars Battlefront from DICE released 11 years ago today during EA's E3 2014 press conference. It gave us this trailer which showed off the first official in-game engine footage of Battlefront using photogrammetry, and wow, this blew so many people away. It was an absolutely incredible look at how Battlefront was going to look, and it basically looked like this when it came out, right? Wow, this was just such a great video. We got to see the developers hard at work, how they actually went to the real life locations and the Lucasfilm archives to cook up Battlefront by taking photos and taking references, and it was just such a cool trailer. It didn't show us actual gameplay, but it was close enough. It was all in engine. It showed us just how good the game was going to look a year in advance. That is not the only reason why June 9th is such a big deal for Star Wars Battlefront and its community, because 7 years ago today, during the EA Play 2018 conference, Battlefront franchise design director Dennis Bramwell announced that Geonosis, Obi-Wan, Grievous, Anakin, and Count Dooku would be coming to Battlefront 2 along with a larger scale game mode, which ended up being Capital Supremacy. He got up on stage and announced this along with images of the loading screen, which was for Geonosis, and General Grievous artwork. Wow, this was just such a hype moment. This was a huge turning point for the game because people had been longing for these characters and map for so long, and we got confirmation that they were coming this year. Ultimately, Dooku and Anakin came in 2019, but still, getting that roadmap update was just a huge, great feeling. It was just so good. I also wanted to provide a bit of insight to those that do remember this moment during the live stream, so when Dennis was reading out all the stuff coming to the game, there was some cheers. However, Count Dooku got no cheers, effectively, and I'll explain why. So, the people in the audience were people like myself. I wasn't there, but game changers, EA game changers, so content creators and such, who were mostly there for Battlefield 5. That was the big release that was coming out that year, so pretty much everyone there was there for Battlefield, or FIFA, or The Sims. They weren't there for Battlefront whatsoever. Whereas a lot of us did actually want him in the game. Of course, Anakin, Grievous, and Obi-Wan are much more popular, especially the two Jedi. So many people find that moment so funny, just how no one clapped and cheered for Count Dooku, because he did not deserve that level of silence. Another great thing that wasn't Battlefront announced on this day 7 years ago was Jedi Fallen Order. EA announced it during EA Play, and we got this image. We didn't have a logo or anything, we just got told it was Jedi Fallen Order and set during episodes 3 and 4, featuring a Jedi during Order 66. Also, 6 years ago, during the E3 showcase for Xbox, there was LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga announced. Continuing on this week, but for another day, Tuesday the 10th of June, and this was a very, very big day for this franchise. On this day, 12 years ago, DICE and EA announced that Star Wars Battlefront was in development, and we got the teaser trailer as well, which showed just some CG stuff happening on Hoth with the logo. Wow. That was the day I made a return to Battlefront content, because I actually uploaded a few Battlefront 2 2005 videos back in 2011, 2012, and then I just stopped making Battlefront videos. But then when this news was announced, I made a video. Then on Thursday, June 12th, it will be 7 years since the release of the Han Solo Season Update 2, which contained Extraction, Kessel, the new legendary skins for Han Solo and Lando, along with Chewbacca, and then we have Lando's Millennium Falcon and a bunch of other stuff as well that came to the game. It was not the update the community wanted, but looking back, it was a nice update. Extraction was such a beloved game mode, Kessel is a good map, the skins were great, and it was just a shame it came before the Clone Wars content. And then on Sunday, June 15th, it will have been the 10th anniversary of the multiplayer gameplay trailer reveal of Battlefront. Wow. 10 years since we first saw proper gameplay of DICE's Battlefront game. And it was quite the reveal. It had so many iconic moments. It looked absolutely phenomenal. From Vader staring you down to Luke and Vader clashing, and the snow speeders, the AT-ATs, just the fidelity being captured on PlayStation 4. It was a masterpiece, and one of my favourite game reveals ever, honestly, in terms of gameplay. And then just a few days ago, on June 6th, it was the release date of the Han Solo season trailer. And then 6 years ago, a few days ago, June 7th, was when DICE announced that there would be droidekas, Felucia, the TX-130, and more appearances such as Anakin's General Skywalker appearance coming to Battlefront 2. And wow, what a day that was as well. I was lucky enough to be at EA Play for Fallen Order, and I had to stay up the entire night. We got the community transmission a little bit earlier than everyone else, me and a few content creators, so we got it really late the night before, and I was up editing till maybe 2, 3 a.m. I actually fell asleep on my laptop because I had recorded the entire video, the voiceover, and it just had an issue. Like, it was like the audio was garbled, it was not good, so I had to re-record the entire video. I was up late editing, it was going to take forever to render and upload because the Wi-Fi in this fantastic hotel was just so slow. It's like the worst Wi-Fi I've had in hotels in a long time. It was terrible. I woke up around 7, and I think I basically took the video file off and put it onto my phone and used my 4G to upload it whilst I was on the way to the venue to play Fallen Order early. And yeah, that was fun because we had to release our videos like when the CT dropped, which was like 8 a.m. LA time, so very, very early. I had to be up really early, and it was just done in time. And wow, those were some great days, weren't they? Getting community transmissions, and then a new Star Wars game reveal, because it was the gameplay reveal of Fallen Order, and it was just so good. Looking ahead, and next week is also a big week for Star Wars gaming, particularly in Battlefront's land. So on June 16th, it will have been 9 years since the Bespin launch trailer, and then on June 20th, it will have been 8 years since we got the gameplay trailer and reveal of Battlefront 2, which I actually helped film. I was one of the droids and clones that you see getting shot or shooting in that trailer. Pretty cool, right? That was an awesome opportunity EA gave myself and a few other content creators. I was there also for the infamous moment where Jesse Wellens messed up the scripts completely. I was just off camera, and I knew that was going to be a meme, but little did I know how bad it was going to spiral out of control, and thankfully I wasn't on camera for that. I was turning around, and yeah, that was pretty fun. And then on June 21st, it will have been 9 years since the Bespin expansion actually released for the first game as well, which is crazy to think about. And that's not all for the month of June. It just keeps on coming because the Where Are Those Droidekas update, which included the TX-130, Droidekas, Naboo Supremacy, and more, dropped on June 26th. And then the Battlefront Alpha, released 10 years ago on June 29th, so later this month. For me personally, June is just a month that I associate with Battlefront because there were just so many announcements from the lead up to the first Battlefront game from DICE, to the Bespin DLC in 2016, then we had Battlefront 2 the following year with the lead up to that launch, and then following news in 2018, 2019, and yeah, it was just sort of 5 years of back-to-back tunes that were good news and good moments for Battlefront fans. I'm pretty sure it's the month that we had the most amount of news out of any month, because if you think about it, the reboot, I should say, got announced, and then we had all the content, the future content, gameplay reveals for both games. There's not a bigger month or week, I would say, for Battlefront in terms of actual news. I really wish we could relive those days and have new days like that. Maybe one day. Maybe we will get another Battlefront that will bring us some great moments throughout a week and a month every few years. But yeah, we're just hoping for something. I know so many of you watching will have been there for my vlogs at the EA Play events that I got a chance to go to, and also the news updates that I dropped as soon as the news was released, you know, having early access and having to not say anything to my fans where I was. I was on secret trips somewhere to play the game early that I could not mention, and I could not answer questions. Oh, is this coming to the game? But I already knew things had to stay silent. Those were the days, and I loved my community back then when it was just so much excitement for this game. Unfortunately, it's not been that way for a few years. Thankfully, though, the past couple of months has been pretty good, right, for the Battlefront community, so I'm having a great time interacting with people I've known for a long time that have watched my videos, but also newcomers as well, and I just wish more people could have experienced the special sort of 5 years we had between 2015 and 2020. I would love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about in this video, so please do let me know down in the comment section below and share any of your memories from some of the days I've reminisced about in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future Star Wars Battlefront videos from me, and if you did miss any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.